Welcome to the CEUHelper mobile app tutorial. This is for version 4, which was released around April 2018. If you've used previous versions of CEUHelper, you'll find a lot's the same and familiar, but we've exposed some other options to make things a bit easier and more stable for users at our conferences. When you first open the app, you'll be required to log in. If you don't have an account yet, go ahead and hit the sign up button. This will bring you to our website where you can create a CEUHelper account. After you create an account, come back over to the app and use your new email and password login to start using the app. I have a test account that I'm going to use, so I'll log in now. Once you've entered your email and password, you can click Login. After logging in, you'll see a list of conferences. If you don't see your conference on the list, you can click Refresh Conferences List, which will refresh the available conferences. If you still don't see your conference, it might just mean that it's not available yet. If you're looking for a conference that happened in the past, you want to click See More Conferences and Past Certificates. This will bring you to our website where you can view all your past certificates from previous conferences. I'm going to check into this example conference, so I'm going to go ahead and click, and then say, yes, start collecting CEs. Joining a conference downloads all the conference information onto your device. So from here on out, you can use the app offline if your conference doesn't have wireless internet. However, it is a good idea to periodically access internet or walk outside and then choose sync down at the bottom. That will make sure everything on your device is synced with our servers and ready for review by the conference administrators. Now let's say you've joined the conference before it started and you want to bookmark a few events. You can do that by choosing Browse Events. This will show a list of all the events that are currently happening or coming up soon, and then you can bookmark them and save them so they're ready for easy access during your conference. We have 3 tabs up at the top: Up Next, Bookmarked, and All. The Up Next tab shows which events are going to be starting soon. So this first event that's starting now is going to be starting in about 6 minutes, so it's showing up in the list. The bookmarked events are ones that you've bookmarked for later review. If you'd like to remove one of your bookmark events, just click the bookmark and it'll be removed from the list. If you want to find other events to bookmark, you can click the All tab. This will show all the events that are available at the whole conference. Up at the top, you can search for events that you're interested in attending and then bookmark the ones that you'd like to see more of. Those events will then appear in your bookmark tab. If you want to see more details about a particular event, you can click on that event, which will open up the Details tab. Now, this is just a fake conference, so there aren't many details here, but in a real conference, conference administrators will add additional information. Now we're at the conference and ready to check into our first event. We're going to click the Check-in button, and then we'll want to find our event on the list. Again, you have the same options that you had on the Browse Events list. So if you're looking for an event you bookmarked, you can go to that tab. Otherwise, you can check out which events are coming up soon. I'm going to check into this event called Starting Now. I can click Check In, and in most cases, you'll be checking in with a QR code. These are little badges that are hung up on the walls or near conference volunteers or employees. Clicking on this option will open up your camera, and you'll be able to scan one of the barcodes. Let's do that now. Once your camera's open and you've found the QR codes, which will be located in the event room, you go ahead and lift up your phone to the QR code, line it up, and you'll be checked in. If you scan the QR code at the right time, then you'll be successfully checked into the event and on your way to earning CEs for that event. We can click Continue, which will bring us back to the home screen. If you need to, you can close the app at this time and enjoy your event. When you're ready, you can open up the app again and choose Check Out to leave the event. Again, it's important to both check in and check out of every event to make sure you're getting your CEs. We'll click Check Out, and notice that this event is actually ending in 34 minutes, and this text is highlighted in red. That means that if I try to check out now, it actually won't be a valid CE because I didn't stay for enough of the event. But just to show you how this looks and to tell you kind of how to deal with situations like this, let's give it a try. In this case, I'm actually going to choose Force Checkout. Forced checkout is a case where you won't get CEs, But if you just need to get out of an event so you can join a next one, or you decided not to stay for the whole event, you can choose Force Checkout. We'll get a little warning that we might not get CEs unless we get approval from a conference administrator, but we can go ahead and click that. And if we did attend enough of the event, we can choose to rate it, or we can skip and rate the event later. That'll bring you back to the home screen, and now you're ready to check in to your next event. Let's take a look at some of the other options we have for checking out an event. If you click View Other Options, you'll be able to see a few other ways that you can check out an event. You can show your badge to one of the employees and they'll scan you in or out. You can manually type in the event code if the conference has set that up, or you can have an employee type their employee ID into your device. In most cases, QR code is going to be the correct option, but every once in a while, you'll need to show your badge to employees to get out of an event, or type in the event code if the camera isn't working. In this case, let's try typing in the event code. The event codes will be posted in various places, and in this case, I know my event code, and I'll choose Checkout. Now notice in this case, we're getting a warning because we checked out too early of the event. We missed too many minutes of that event and can't get CEs. So we're getting some alerts here, which is telling us why we didn't get CEs. If you just checked out a little bit early and need to stay for a little bit longer, you can just stay at the event and choose Retry Checkout. And in that case, you'll be able to check out again at the right time. If something happened, for example, the event ended early or there was another problem, you have two options. You could report a problem or show your badge to an employee. In this case, let's say the event ended early and I can't find a conference employee or volunteer. I can choose Report a Problem. Up at the top, we'll see the reasons why we didn't get CEs, and we can indicate why there was a problem. Let's say in this case, the event ended early, and then we can leave some other comments like, I stayed for the event, but it ended a bit early. And that'll help conference administrators have some context for why you're submitting the report. You can choose to get emailed if the administrator responds to your report, and then click Submit Report. And we're ready to check into our next event. If you need to follow up on any of your CEs that you've earned during the conference, you can click this top one, which shows your CE total. If you haven't rated an event, you'll see a button to choose to rate the event. So this is an event I attended, but I never rated it. I'll say it was great and awesome event. And I can save that rating. And now you'll see the star is filled in and it says change rating instead of rate event, indicating that I've rated that one. In this case, we had an invalid event. So if you want to double check about why you didn't get CEs or report a problem, you can do that here as well. Up at the top of the screen, we'll have our CE total, as well as all the different types and the totals for each of those types. If you have certifications set up and they're available for this conference, you'll also see those up at the top as well. When the conference is complete and you're all done collecting CEs, you can choose Leave Conference up at the top. This will make sure everything is synced with our servers and alert conference administrators that your CEs are ready for review. You only want to leave the conference when the conference is completely done. If you're coming back the next day for more events, just leave the app as it is. You can just close the app and that's no problem. So let's say I'm all done, I'm going home, I'm going to choose Leave Conference. It's going to ask us again if we're really sure, because once you do this, you can't go back. So we'll say, yep, I'm all done collecting CEUs. It'll show us how many CEUs we have total. If we need to, we can review our list of CEs and see if there's anything odd there and file any reports if there were. And if we're very sure we're all done, we can click I'm sure no more CEs. If you're going to come back tomorrow or you want to collect more CEs, click the Go Back button. We're sure, so we're going to click No More CEs. And this might take a moment for everything to sync up with the servers, but once it's done, you'll be brought to the Under Review page. This is the page you'll see for quite a while. Different conferences process their certificates at different times. Some conferences will process certificates almost immediately. You'll see them the next day. For other conferences, it might take a week or two. According to many of the certification guidelines, conferences have 45 days to process their certificates. Unfortunately, CEUHelper staff and support team can't process certificates that can only be completed by the conference administrators because of certification rules. There's a few important instructions here that you'll want to follow. First, if you want to check on your certificate and see if it's ready, you can do so by logging in at the website, https://ceuhelper.com. To make sure you get all the important announcements from CEUHelper, make sure to add support@CEUHelper.com to your list of trusted emails so those emails don't end up in your junk email folder and you miss them. Again, conference administrators have 45 days to process your certificate. If you haven't gotten a certificate and it's getting close to 45 days, I recommend reaching out to the conference administrators for your conference to get a status update. If you do notice problems with your certificate after you get it, like you might be missing a CE that you thought you were going to get, please do follow up with conference administrators as quickly as you can. If you wait until after 45 days, conference administrators might not adjust CEs. And again, CEUHelper staff can't approve any CEs. That has to be done by the certificate provider, which is typically the conference administrator. Finally, let's say we're ready to check into another conference or event, and we're on this page. That's fine. We can go to Settings and scroll down a bit until we see View Conferences. Here, we can click View Conferences and again, see our list of conferences and get ready to check into our next one. And that's the basics of the CEUHelper app. If you have any questions or concern, feel free to reach out to support@CEUHelper.com and we'll try to get back to you within 24 hours during weekdays. Thanks for watching and have a great conference.